What is going on, everyone? It is time for a different type of top 10 list. When I say different, I mean in the way that this video came to be. Back in January of this year, 2018, I made a top 10 list video about the best small towns in Pennsylvania. A couple months after I posted the video, I got an email from a man, and he explained that he felt I missed one of the best small towns in Pennsylvania. He went on to explain how amazing his town was, and that if I ever had gotten out that way, I should visit, and he had a room waiting for me at a historic hotel. Anytime. If you follow my videos, you know when I hear the word historic, I pay attention. So I found myself in Philadelphia this past June. I grabbed a rent-a-car and started driving out to Honesdale, Pennsylvania to take a look for myself. 2.5 hours later, I was standing in the lobby of the historic Wayne Hotel. What was supposed to be a day trip turned out to be 2.5 days. So I explored the town, the lands around it, met incredible people, ate really good food, enjoyed good music, and became convinced I really did. I missed one. I'm also convinced Honesdale, Pennsylvania is the best small town in America. And here's my top 10 reasons why. Number 10. Summer camps, parks, and nature. I could do a whole video devoted to just the parks and natural surrounding of Honesdale. Now, I live in Oregon, and I live here because of the natural beauty. The land in Wayne County and Honesdale blew me away. Prompton State Park with Prompton Lake is the kind of place you wish you could just build a little shack and just stay. Prompton Lake feeds into the Lackawaxen River that runs right through the middle of Honesdale. People often canoe and kayak right down the middle. I didn't see any of that while I was there, but there's plenty of videos I found online of people doing that. It actually looks like a lot of fun. This place has all the water you will ever need. This is a spring right here that's not too far out of town. It's been bubbling water since at least the 1800s. All of these lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, and springs, it's no wonder they have about 30 summer camps in the area. 30 summer camps. That tells you a lot about the area if they can sustain around 30 summer camps. You know, summer camps like the ones you send your kids to in the summer? Yeah. This is the big place New Yorkers and New Jersey people send their kids to. Actually, it's so big on summer camps, the cult comedy, Wet Hot American Summer, it was filmed in and around Honesdale. Number 9. Lake Wallenpaupack. Lake Wallenpaupack is a freshwater lake about 20 minutes south of Honesdale. It's the third largest lake in Pennsylvania, measuring about 52 miles of shoreline, 13 miles in length, and has a surface area of over 5,700 acres. This is where you go when you want to get away from town. Fishing, boating, swimming, hiking, it's all done here in the summer. And come winter, the lake freezes, and apparently it's even more fun. Ice skating, snowmobiles, ice fishing, and tons of other things to do. Now, I was there in the summer, this last June, but I'm trying to get back for the winter. I haven't been on a snowmobile in ages. I think we got it up here at Mount Hood in Oregon, but I think I need to go back to Honesdale for this one. Number 8. The library in the Cooperage. The Cooperage is a community center with a mission. The Cooperage Project offers all kinds of instructive and entertaining activities that encourage engagement and a variety of programs designed to, kind of bring the community together, just to build a good community vibe. One day you might walk by and there's a farmer's market or a band playing, go by another time and they're teaching people how to code. It's a pretty neat place. Sadly, they weren't really open while I was there because of this big festival they had going on. But I read all about them and I talked to a couple people that know about the Cooperage, and it's really amazing what they do for the community. Now, then you have the Wayne County Library. First things first, the building that holds the library was built in 1869 and is very well maintained. This building, in my opinion, is a piece of art and a community treasure. And that's not even counting Tracy, the librarian, and her staff. They're great. And Tracy loves her job and this library. I think Wayne County and Honesdale are lucky to have her, honestly. She does everything. She took me on a tour of the library, and that included a really scary basement tour. Here she is handing out raffle winnings. Here she is taking in a donation. She builds stuff, or at least helps. Here she is with Bigfoot. This lady does everything. Now, one thing I also learned while I was talking to her, counties and states, they don't give much money to libraries. I don't know if they ever did before, but they definitely don't now. If you think about it, libraries still help people. There's a lot of people that don't have internet access. There's a lot of people that don't have, Amazon accounts and can get books online and things like that. While I was there, they were helping a guy do a resume. I thought it was really neat. It's a really nice community asset. And on top of all that, their school district is one of the best in the state. I saw this article right here that talked about the standardized testing that they took last year. They were phenomenal. Their scores were through the roof. Number 7. Fishing and hunting. Like I said before, this area is thick with nature, and with that you get a lot of outdoor type activities, like fishing and hunting. These are part of the culture in Honesdale. With some of the best in the country, it only makes sense. Everyone I talked to in town talked about hunting and fishing, and they all seemed so excited, the different seasons or whatever. I did a little research and found out they have good reason to be excited. They have over 10,000 acres of public hunting ground in Wayne County. With all the lakes, streams, rivers, you don't have to go far to get your fishing in either. Even in the winter, they have ice fishing on the different lakes and all the ponds. This is another big thing there. It's also something I've never done, but I'm actually looking forward to doing a little bit when I go back in the winter. Number 6. The Stourbridge Line. Honesdale is home of the first commercial steam locomotive run on rails in the United States, the Stourbridge Lion. On August 8, 1829, the Stourbridge Lion started in Honesdale and ran 3 miles and returned. Honesdale, therefore, is known as the birthplace of the American Railroad. Sure, it was a short trip, but very historic. These days, the Stourbridge Line operates a seasonal schedule as well as like community events and things like that. Trains run from President's Day through the fall foliage season. Plenty of time to catch a ride. I would suggest the fall foliage season. It looks really neat. It now runs 25 miles of historic rail winding through the northeastern Pennsylvania along the Lackawanna River Valley. Like I said before, the landscape here is awesome, and what a better way to take it in than a nice train ride. A nice slow train ride. This wasn't a bullet train. This is an old school train, and it's really nice. Am I right or am I right? Look at that footage. Number 5. The Honesdale Roots and Rhythm Festival. This festival is what summer in the United States is supposed to be. Great music, great food, amazing art, and a beautiful small town. I was in Honesdale for the Roots and Rhythm Festival this year. I was lucky to experience this. I went to the downtown park to see what it was all about. I'd heard about it when I got into town, decided to go check it out. I didn't even get to the park when I realized how special this thing was. The main part of the weekend festival is in Honesdale's Central Park, right in front of the town hall. As I walked the 3 or 4 blocks from the Wayne Hotel to the park, I saw about 3 different bands and multiple art displays all over the city. This just isn't a festival in this park. It takes place throughout the whole little town. I think I called it a city. It's definitely a town. This was the 13th year of the Honesdale Roots and Rhythm Music Festival, and from my understanding, they keep getting better every year. I thought it was great. Nice warm day. People were nice. It got really packed. I tried to do drone footage, but then it got a little too crowded and I was worried about the drone, coming out of the air and hitting someone. So I didn't really drone the peak of the night, but I still got some good footage. Number 4, Wayne Memorial. Now there's a couple things I personally found strange when I got to Honesdale. The first thing was they have an awful lot of banks for such a small town. Now, that's normally a sign a town has a good economy, especially if they're community-based banks. Honesdale has 3, all of which have been there for over 100 years. The second was this large hospital just as you get into Honesdale, right next to the Hotel Wayne. For such a small town, this thing is huge. After talking to some of the people, I realized that they service not just Wayne County, but some of the neighboring counties as well, so that made sense. This not-for-profit hospital has almost 120 beds currently. As you can see from the video and pictures, it's expanding, and it kind of looks like it's almost doubling in size. In 2016, they added a few more services, which included a helipad, a cardiac lab, and they were just accredited as a level 4 adult trauma center. My wife works in healthcare. She says that's a big deal. I mean, any kind of trauma center is a big deal to me. I mean, I do a lot of stupid things, and sometimes I need a trauma center. So that's a good thing for Honesdale, I guess. This is one of the best things about this incredible small town. Nearby healthcare. I've wanted to move as far away from the city as I can for a long time, and I look at places and I search for places. One of the hardest things to find is a small town with a serious medical facility. Honesdale has it. Number 3, affordable real estate. So I've been planning to move further away from Portland, Oregon for some time now, a little bit out into the woods. That wasn't until I started looking at property while I was in Honesdale. Like I've said before, the landscape here is amazing, and the houses that sit on that landscape are just as good most of the time. I took some pictures of houses I was looking at. The prices are crazy cheap, whether you want to live in town or outside of town. Even if you live in New York City, this is the kind of place you want to get a second home or vacation home or something like that. It's only a 3-hour drive away. Number 2, John Fritz. So this one was a little different for me. It was a first. While I was filming the setup for the Honesdale Roots and Rhythm Music and Arts Festival, this guy came wandering up, started talking to me, just shooting the breeze, asked me about my drone. I used the little DJI Spark so that a lot of people get interested in that. So we were just talking about that, and I asked him some questions about the festival, thinking he was one of the organizers and he knew all about it, so I was assuming that, and asked him if he grew up there. He did. Turns out, he's not just some guy wandering through the park and festival organizer. He's actually the state representative. So in case you're not aware of how state governments work, that's essentially a congressman for the state. Okay? So just so you know, a lot of people don't know that, and I just want to make that clear. That's what he does. He represents the town he grew up in. So I have this state representative here, and he's talking to me, and I said, well, since I got you here and I got all this camera gear, I'm making a video about Honesdale. Do you think I could ask you some questions and talk to you for a minute? And he goes, yeah, I got a few minutes. So we sat on the steps of the courthouse. How cool is that? Only in small town America can you do this. And I just asked him some questions about Honesdale, and he answered them. And he's a really nice guy. Anyway, here's the video.
Hey, beautiful park, huh?
So I thought we'd talk to John real quick and find out some things about Honesdale, because this man's lived here his whole life. High school here, right? Graduate?
That's correct.
2-term mayor, state representative. Let's talk to him. Focus for you're representing the state, but you're from Honesdale. What is your main focus for the people of Wayne County and Honesdale?
I'll tell you what, Jim. When I go to Harrisburg to advocate for our needs, really what I focus on is preservation and quality of life. Great people live here, and all you've got to do is take to the sidewalk, take to the streets, visit some of the businesses in Honesdale, and you'll find out in very short order, people around here are just good, wholesome, moral individuals. And that's special, that's unique, and I'm blessed to be able to raise a family in that kind of environment.
Being up there in Harrisburg, if you could change one thing, if you had like a magic wand, you could change one thing for Wayne County, Honesdale, your hometown, what would it be?
I would want to bring more young people into the area. And that was my primary focus when I was mayor. And that was going back, it's a handful of years now, 6 or 8 years ago that I was mayor. But that was our primary goal, our primary aim. And since then, we've had a couple of art galleries that have opened up. We have an awesome music venue. We have a couple of breweries that have opened up. We have some really nice restaurants downtown. So I feel as though we're transitioning into that Honesdale, that draw, that social hub, Honesdale community that really is essential to draw people to. It's a magnetic force.
Perfect. Thanks, John.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, bro.
And number 1, the people. From the moment I got out of my rent-a-car, I met nothing but friendly people. They walk down the street and they say hi to each other and smile. I was actually out using my drone, and these teenage girls asked me if I needed sunblock for my head because it was looking a little pink. That one kind of blew me away. I'm a stranger in their city, and they're all, oh, sir, called me sir, which I'm 50 and I'm still not used to. But anyway, they gave me sunblock for my head. I was invited to 3 barbecues while eating lunch at the Hotel Wayne bar, while just talking to people, telling them what I was there for. You should come to my barbecue. I got that 3 different times in the course of an hour. Later that night, I ate dinner and I watched everyone come into the restaurant and greet each other. And I'm not talking about the staff and the people in their party. I mean all the customers greeted all the other customers that were in the place. It's like they all know each other. Now, I have to admit I was a little jealous. One of the reasons I like Oregon is because people are friendly. We'll talk to you, have a conversation with you. We'll even pull over and help you out if your car's broke down. But we still stay in our little circles. You kind of stay in the circle and you're just friendly with everyone else. I got the vibe Honesdale is one big circle. When I was talking about buying property outside of Honesdale in the Honesdale area, everyone had advice, and one man even told me I should go take a look at some of the land that they have around Honesdale. Next thing I know, it's the next morning, I'm cruising around grass fields, ponds, and wooded areas looking at land in an ATV with that gentleman. Just good, friendly people. Honesdale has a lot going for it, and I honestly think the people are probably the best part. This whole video and trip started because a resident extended some hospitality to me and gave me a free room at a really cool hotel. Alright, so that's the top 10 reason Honesdale, Pennsylvania is the best small town in America. In case it wasn't abundantly clear already, I was blown away by this town. It's an amazing place. It is at the point right now where I'm making plans to move there within the next year or so. It might take a little bit longer, but that's what we're looking at. If you're in the area, if you've never heard about Honesdale and you're in the area, or if you're looking for a nice place to buy a home, want to relocate your business, this is the type of place you want to go. They have people willing to work, ready to work. I can't go on enough about this place. Everybody have a great day. Be nice to each other. And a really cool old jail, I might add.